Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday. Education Ministry has written to all states and union territories requesting them to ensure that the age of admission to grade 1 is 6 years from 2024-25 session onwards. This is as per the provisions in the National Education Policy 2020 and the Right to Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. In its letter on 15th of this month, Department of School Education and Literacy said the session 2024-25 is to begin soon and state and union territories are expected to have aligned the age of admission to grade 1 to 6 years accordingly. United States and United Kingdom fighter planes struck 18 Houthi sites in Yemen in a fourth such joint operation by the Allies. In a joint statement, the Pentagon said that the Saturday strikes were necessary and specifically targeting 18 Houthi points across 8 locations in Yemen. The strikes were directed at storage facilities, drones, air defense systems, radars, and helicopters of the militant movement. The statement said more than 45 attacks by Houthis since mid November are a threat to global economy and regional security and stability. The strikes were called out with support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Denmark, the Netherlands, and New Zealand. United Kingdom Defence Secretary Grant Shapps said, "It is our duty to protect lives at sea and preserve freedom of navigation. This is why the Royal Air Force engaged in a fourth wave of precision strikes against Houthi military targets in Yemen." Mineral production in the country has grown by 5.1% in December 2023 as compared to the level in the month of December 2022. As per the Ministry of Mines, the cumulative growth of mineral production for the period April to December 2023-24 is 8.5% higher than the corresponding period of last year. Minerals that have projected positive growth during December 2023 include magnesite, lignite, limestone, coal, natural gas, zinc, manganese, lead, copper, and bauxite. A spacecraft built and flown by Texas-based company Intuitive Machines landed near the moon's south pole on Friday this week. It is the first US touchdown on the lunar surface in more than half a century and the first ever achieved by a private sector. NASA, with several research instruments aboard the vehicle, hailed the landing as a major achievement in its goal for sending a squad of commercially flown spacecraft on scientific scouting missions to the moon. The company and NASA's commentators said the uncrewed six-legged robot lander dubbed Odysseus touched down at about 6:23 p.m. EST. The company says Odysseus is upright and starting to send data. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Bharat Tex 2024 at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi on Monday. Prime Minister said Bharat Tex 2024 is an excellent platform to highlight India's exceptional capabilities in the textile industry. The Prime Minister said more than 3,000 exhibitors, 3,000 buyers from 100 countries, and 40,000 trade visitors are participating in the event. The Prime Minister said the Kasturi cotton launched by government is going to be a big step towards creating India's own identity. Union Textile Minister Piyush Goyal said India's biggest textile show is being organized in such a grand way today, falling in line with PM Modi's 5F vision. 5F vision means farm to fiber, fiber to factory, factory to fashion, and fashion to foreign. The 4-day textile event is considered one of the largest ever global textile events to be organized in the country. India's first AI unicorn Kruteim rolls out its Chatbot beta version. India's first AI unicorn Kruteim, founded by Ola founder Bhavesh Agrawal, has rolled out the beta version of its first AI chatbot. This is a first generation product. While some hallucinations will be there, but much lower for the Indian context than the other global platforms, Agrawal said. We have rooted Kruteim strongly into Indian values with 10 plus Indian languages, he further added. List of safest banks in India declared by RBI. The Reserve Bank of India said State Bank of India, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank continues to remain domestic systemically important banks, that is D-SIBS. D-SIBS are perceived as ones that are too big to fail, and their continued functioning is critical for the uninterrupted availability of essential banking services to the real economy. Sweden becomes latest NATO member. Sweden has become the latest country to join North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO after Hungary's parliament voted to ratify the country's bid to join the Intergovernmental Military Alliance. Now that all allies have approved, Sweden will become the 32nd NATO ally. Sweden's membership will make us all stronger and safe, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg tweeted. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday visited the Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre VSSC in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, and inaugurated three important space infrastructure projects worth about 1,800 crore rupees. These projects include the PSLV integration facility at Satish Dhawan Space Centre Sriharikota, the new semi-cryogenic integration engine and stage test facility at ISRO Propulsion Complex at Mahendragiri, and Trisonic Wind Tunnel at VSSC Thiruvananthapuram. Mr. Modi also reviewed preparations for the Gaganyaan mission and revealed the names of four astronauts designates selected for the Gaganyaan mission. They are Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, Group Captain Ajit Krishnan, Group Captain Angad Pratap, and Wing Commander Shubhanshu Shukla. The Prime Minister also bestowed astronaut wings to the astronaut designates during his visit to Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre. The Gaganyaan mission is India's first human spaceflight program for which extensive preparations are underway at various ISRO centres. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said that by 2035, India will have its own space station in space that will help us study the unknown expanses of the space. Justice A.M. Khanvilkar will be the new Lokpal of the country. President Draupadi Murmu appointed him along with 6 members. Justice Lingappa Narayanaswamy, Justice Sanjay Yadav, and Justice Ritu Raj Avasthi will be the judicial members of the Lokpal. The other members of the Lokpal are Sushil Chandra, Pankaj Kumar, and Ajay Tirke. Scientists on Tuesday announced that they have sequenced genomes of 10,000 Indians from diverse communities to create a database that could lead to gene-based remedies. With Union Science and Technology Ministry Jitendra Singh calling it a watershed moment for science in India, Mr. Singh said genome study or sequencing is going to determine the future healthcare strategies across the world, therapeutically and prophylactically. Singh lauded the Department of Biotechnology for the ambitious goal to identify and catalogue the genetic variations of diverse Indian populations by sequencing the whole genome of 10,000 healthy individuals from across 99 communities representing all major linguistic and social groups across the country. India opposes China-led investment facilitation proposal at WTO. India, along with South Africa, successfully blocked a key proposal led by China at the World Trade Organization on the third day of the conference. The proposal is known as the Investment Facilitation Development Agreement (IFD). India raised several concerns regarding the Investment Facilitation Development Agreement. Firstly, India argued that IFD falls outside the scope of WTO as it is not strictly a trade issue beyond the scope of Marrakesh Agreement. Secondly, India pointed out that the IFD does not fulfill the criteria for a formal agreement as it hasn't received unanimous support from all the WTO members, thus lacking the exclusive consensus required. The IFD, first proposed in 2017, aims to strengthen, streamline investment procedures and facilitates cross border investments. However, it has attracted criticism for potentially favoring countries heavily reliant on Chinese investment and with sovereign wealth funds. With India and South Africa's objection, the IFD is unlikely to be adopted by the WTO in its current form. International Big Cat Alliance. The cabinet decision on establishment of the International Big Cat Alliance headquarters in India marks a major step towards conserving our majestic big cats and their habitats, and also reinforcing India's leadership in global biodiversity conservation. IBCA to be a multi-country, multi-agency coalition of 96 big cat range countries, non-range countries interested in big cat conservation, conservation partners and specific organizations. IBCA aims for mutual cooperation among countries, benefit in furthering conservation agenda. As many as 16 nations have joined the alliance. Thailand has reportedly decided to replace its ambassador to the World Trade Organization WTO, Pimchonok Wongkoropon, after India launched a protest over her remarks at the 13th Ministerial Conference. Wongkoropon accused India of using its rice procurement program at minimum support price MSP to capture the export market and not to benefit the people. She will be replaced by Thai Foreign Secretary. And now for the segment where we see the events that unfolded itself this week back in history. 25th February 1986, ousting of Marcos in the Philippines. On this day in 1986, Philippines President Ferdinand E. Marcos, under pressure from United States, fled his country for Hawaii after fraudulent electoral victory over Corazon Aquino, who replaces him as the president. 26 February 1815, Napoleon's escape from Elba. Forced to abdicate as French emperor in 1814, Napoleon escaped from exile on island Elba this day in 1815 and, gathering support en route, retook powers on his return to Paris on March 20, ushering in the 100 Days. 27 February 2010, Chile struck by earthquake and tsunami. On this day in 2010, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck Chile, causing widespread damage and triggering tsunami that devastated coastal area. It was the most powerful earthquake to strike the region since 1960. 28 February 1986, Olof Palme assassinated. Olof Palme, the internationally prominent Prime Minister of Sweden, whose strong pacifist beliefs included opposition to the Vietnam War, was assassinated this day in Stockholm in 1986. 29 February 1992, voting began in Bosnia's independence. Beginning this day in 1992, the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina held a referendum on independence that won almost unanimous support, and on March 3rd, independence was proclaimed, prompting shelling by Siberian forces. 1st March 1872, establishment of Yellowstone as world's first national park. Yellowstone National Park, situated in the western United States and designated as UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978, was established by the US Congress as the country's and the world's first national park this day in 1872. 2nd March 1956, Moroccan independence declared. The North African country of Morocco, situated directly across the Strait of Gibraltar from Spain, proclaimed independence from France this day in 1956, the Sultan Muhammad V having formed its first government. That's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.